Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of the SIG Node CI meeting. It is January 15th, 2025. I guess that there's this future item. Swati, did you want to talk about this?
Yeah, so my plan was to discuss this with Francesco because he's authors of one of the PRs. I think he's not able to attend today, so I thought it's best to push it to next week.
Sure, that works out. Okay, test in for cleanup. Was this Kevin?
Yeah, so yesterday it looks like the deprecate, or the, I guess I could call it the replication of node feature and feature was merged, and I looked at test grid, and I don't think there was any fallout from that. I don't see any red or anything that looks concerning. Well, maybe I do now.
Yeah, I would kind of expect it to be broad failures, but let's see.
So yeah, I didn't see anything. So I want to bring up the next stage of this one is actually dropping node feature from test infra. And I'm hoping that that's at least, it depends. We could go either one or two ways. I think dropping it from test infra probably makes the sense. I have another PR where I actually drop it from Kubernetes. I think we have to drop it. We have to drop the node feature. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels that nothing is failing because those were focus for node feature, and now there is no node feature, meaning we're running less tests. So I think we may start getting back into what we ran before. So I think we need to merge this.
I think they're duplicated now, so you should have both node feature and feature on everything, right, Kevin?
Wait. I think Sergey's right. I think we have to merge this. I think that I did not do the test infra PR. I'm changing it to node feature, but what's happening now is actually we do have to merge this because now, yeah. Now
I thought you added. I thought you duplicated the labels. I mean, it doesn't really matter. We can just merge this.
Wait, no. I did duplicate them. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, so it should be running both. It should run with both, and then this will transition it over, and then we'll do the KK one to drop node feature. So this is right, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I will probably need someone from SIG Network to look at that one briefly, but I can ping some people.
For instance, like this one should be using.
Yeah, DRA was already using feature anyway.
Okay.
I didn't actually make any changes to DRA. The other SIG node ones that were all a mix.
I guess. Yeah, so things like these.
Yeah, you are right. So like the white spaces I see is because test is renamed. It has a new tag. That's why I see so much white spaces in some tests. Yeah.
Yes, totally. And that'll happen again once we drop this, or once we drop the node feature from the test name.
Exactly.
But after that, we'll be good. Cool. Alrighty.
Yeah, and I imagine this one will cause some issues. Anytime I change test infra, I feel like I spend a day just fixing the fallout of that one. So if we could get this one merged today, that'd be great. And then I will look at it Thursday and Friday this week and get things in order.
Yeah, I think you need to find someone from SIG Network.
Or just get Deems to approve it.
Sure, also possible.
That is the cheat code.
Yeah. Kubernetes.
But yeah, that's all. That's it for me. I will. Thanks for the approval, and I will. I'll actually ping Dins now.
Great. Looking through test grid real quick. That's okay. That's a new one. No, it's okay. I wonder if the other. Interesting that that's just on swap, it seems. Hasn't been in a while. Okay. I need to open a new one for this lake or look into it. So, do that offline. This is known. I don't know. Where at with that? Similar. Okay.
That looks not. That looks known to me. Or not known to me.
Why did it do that? Yes, correct. Not known. Okay. The issue to create. Okay.
Could you click on that one? Do you know by chance where that code is? I wonder if it's a new test. I could maybe just comment on the PR.
That being the DRA one.
Yeah. Like, do you know what line it is?
Here. DRA.go 1733.
All right. I'll just check the blame and see if it was added recently. No, wait, that's in teardown. All right. Let's see.
Cool. So I think there's, besides that DRA one, and there's a cryo with qualified domain name change. Seems test grid is looking okay. there anything else you wanted to look at here?
Yeah, let's get that issue created, and then we can ping device management.
Yeah, I have the tab open. I was going to do it offline, so I don't have to.
Yeah, I didn't see anything
Like
that
that.
was obvious that it was new or whatnot. There was like one change a few days ago, which could be causing it, but nothing looks that obvious to me right now.
Yeah, I'll open something. Alrighty. Sergey, would you like to take over?
Okay. And yeah, let's also triage the board, but I can do it for sure. Let me share my screen. Okay, which one? This one. Let's triage this board first, and then we go to bugs. Yeah, this seems to be generic. Yeah, this seems to be generic testing issue. So out of 5, terminating pods on disk pressure. So why is it on test? Oh yeah, because of this test. Yeah, just small test. So it's a product issue, product PR. I will archive it for now. Separate this test from eviction. Okay, this seems to be test related, which is good. Kevin, are you already looking into this? Or you just try to test it?
Yeah, I mean, I asked the author to get the CI green before he requests a review from me. Looks like there's like type check and verify and other stuff. So,
Oh, I see.
And I suggest that, yeah, like if you can get the tests working, then I'll review. But until then, I don't know if. Oops. Yeah, good call.
Okay. Waiting on author.
But yeah, I added this one as a good first issue, so I will. You can assign it to me if you want.
Swap-aware memory eviction with no additional APIs. Okay, seems to be product code, so I will archive it for now. I'm surprised it didn't put into a regular board. It has SIG Node. Okay. Maybe we need to figure it out later. Mount dependency and accessing node images via pod API. I think it's secret pool image PR. Again, product code. Move some exec helper functions from framework volume to framework pod. Okay. I wonder why it's needed, but some node tests are affected a little bit.
There was an issue. It was linked. Maybe there was some SIG testing suggestions.
Okay. I would say put from SIG Node. Yeah, I wouldn't even LogicTM it for now. But if they need it, I will. Okay, Francesco self-nominating for SIG Node managers. I think this PR brings a little bit interesting question. Like, we don't have a good separation of our end-to-end tests, and in fact, all our end-to-end tests have to be in the same folder. So if you want to have sub-owners for specific areas, there is no really good way to do that. So if you have any suggestions how we can split it, we hit this, by the way, with other effort we did with documenting some tests. We ran this internship program with Linux Foundation, and intern was trying to add a folder under E2E underscore node to put subset of tests into this folder, and we wasn't able to do that because of imports nonsense. So like he didn't figure it out, and I didn't spend time on that. So yeah, we have this problem of E2E underscore node being one big chunk of like many tests, and we have no way to separate them. Is anybody interested in looking into that and making it a little bit more structured, or we just keep it as is? Okay.
I can
Yeah, I
look
mean, I
into
think in
this.
this case, like,
And I'm not suggesting to limit what Francesca access will be, just it brings a question that was on my mind for some time. Like, if you want to have better separation of tests, like saying like this is lifecycle test and this is like device
Yeah.
management test, that is
More,
really hard.
you mean, do you mean, if I understand this correctly, you mean more granularity in terms of like the different areas that exist under Node E2E, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I can look into this. Yeah.
Yeah. E2E underscore node. So yeah, there is subfolders for helper methods, but all the tests are in the same folder. So if you
Yeah.
want put something in a special folder, then so one simple test would be take any of this file, put into separate folder, and see that this test will not be run any longer because of imports.
Yeah.
So if you help figure it out, it will be great.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can look into this. Maybe I'll start with an issue and then we can discuss it in the issue itself and play around with it a bit.
So fine. It's me. Yeah. This needs to go. I think we'll handle it as a main project, and then yeah, we done with this bug. These are triage items. I also wanted to quickly take a look at this needs reviewer thing. So first, this is here now. There are some things that needs reviewer without anybody assigned to it. I would suggest we just quickly go. Because if it needs reviewer, but there is nobody assigned to it, and generally it wouldn't make any progress. So I wonder if we can just quickly take a look and see if we can assign somebody. Yeah. Oh, this is not a PR. Yeah, I moved the issue to do. I think we still have the same requirement. Add E2E test for regular container image change. Oh, okay. I remember this. So as part of sidecars, we discovered that we a sidecar didn't support changing the image. So the image is mutable. So when you change the image, container will be restarted and new image will be applied. And we wanted to add similar test for regular containers. And this PR was edited, and now it's I think it's waiting on author right now. Oh, actually, I think it was updated. Is anybody interested to take a look? Or I will take it for myself.
I can look at it.
Oh, thank you, Peter. Yeah, just increasing the test coverage. Okay, Peter, it's yours. Add test to verify code fails to create pod if user interface isn't supported. I think it's important.
Yeah, it was like an experiment that I was doing. I think it's a useful test to have, and actually it will be good to have for 133 because we can backport it down to 130 and prove basically that every kubelet that the API server currently supports will deny a pod. So it is a useful test to prove that we can turn user namespaces on by default.
So there's an API through E2E_node.
Sorry?
Are you testing actual API via E2E_node? Typically APIs are
No, it's a well, it's testing the kubelet, but to do that we have to differ, basically the API server has to support user namespaces, but the kubelet can't, because otherwise the API server will filter host users out of the pod spec and you won't actually be able to see anything. So it needs to be different, the two processes, feature gates.
Okay. Do you know if anybody on your mind who will be best to review that, or are you looking for reviewers?
Looking for reviewers.
Anybody interested? Okay, I will self-assign. And let me retest just in case it's flaky.
Yeah, I think it was
I
flaking
can
around the time that I was
that.
writing these tests. Oh, sorry, cut you off.
No, somebody else was speaking.
Yeah, on the previous Sergey, I mean, you can add me. I could review this.
Can you remind me? Okay.
Yeah,
Fine.
correct.
Fix ephemeral storage limits. Not consider termination log. This is a product feature. Yeah, it shouldn't be here. Let me put it out of needs reviewer. Container lifecycle update from busybox to agnostic host. Oh yeah, that's would be nice to have. What did I say? The comment was addressed. I don't think the comment was addressed actually. Okay, I will put it as waiting for author. Add an evented flag E2E test. This is a draft. It's also not assigned to anybody. I'll move it as a work in progress. Waiting on author. Refactor helping functions for CRI proxy to remove global variables. Yeah, general goodness. Anybody? Okay, and you already looking into this?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was a long time.
I think there was there were other issues, and can't remember what we ended up doing with the cryo proxy.
Okay. Let me ask you if it's this is still active. Okay, this is part of that internship I mentioned, and this didn't move very far, so I will close it. Change way to create a pod and test. Okay. This will test failures in cryo. Somehow. Okay. Anybody interested to take a look?
I can look at this.
Thank you. Study pod upgrade test with host network. I don't remember this PR at all. Oh, I see. This is the result of some Slack discussion. So somebody asked a question about like how static pod works when host network is updated, and I create this test as a demonstration. Yeah, I will self-assign, so it has an owner, and I will review what to do with this. Note E2E tests feature gate label when test depends on feature gate. Okay, Kevin, is it part of what you're doing?
No. This is related, but I was not tackling this one. And they're all part of the same KEP, but this one I don't know as much on. I think this is the idea of like the with feature gate and
Yeah, instead of feature, just have use feature gate. Okay, I self-assigned that one. Scope validation admission policy in the array. E2E tests monetarily. Okay. Ed was mentioned here last week, so I would assume he wants to take a look. Okay. Yeah, so now we don't have unassigned PRs in need reviewer column, which is a good state to be. We still have some unassigned items in progress issues, meaning that they are unlikely in progress. I will just move it like here. Yeah, in the interest of time, I will move to bugs right now. That might be interesting to review what kind of to-dos we have, and maybe next time we can start cleaning up this board even further. Okay, now let's move to the bugs. We have 9 bugs which need triage. I hope we can get to updates on news information, but we'll see how fast we'll go.
Yeah, the first one's an interesting one. I remember this one.
Report termination stuck when the array driver stopped. Is it this one?
Sorry, what?
Is it this one you mentioned?
Yeah, I guess this is something that I'm maybe more concerned on this one for like the upgrade path, but it feels like the device management folks, Kevin and Patrick, kind of say this was by design. But it is kind of interesting that like basically what they're saying, if the DRA driver gets stopped before the pods that are using resource claims, the pod termination will be stuck until the DRA driver is actually started again. And I guess they had an existing issue around better, smarter ways of handling shutdowns of the DRA driver. My concern would be if like a daemon set is using a resource claim. Like I think that one of their suggestions was when you drain, you ignore daemon sets. But if a daemon set is actually using resource claims, I don't really know like what's going to happen in this case if the DRA driver is stopped before the other daemon sets.
Oh, so you're saying that this issue can be quite common when you do drain of a node.
Well, I guess the question is whether or not you would drain a daemon set.
Yeah, there are cases when you do.
And so, I mean, I think like from Patrick and Kevin's suggestion, you would ignore daemon sets. I am curious, like given that resource claims are such a fundamental part of scheduling, if someone in a daemon set is also using it and you start trying to drain the daemon sets, I don't know if we have like a smart way to drain to kind of say like this DRA driver must be stopped last over all the other drains. And this is kind of where I'm wondering, like with upgrades, if we're going to hit issues with having this feature kind of as is. But I don't know. I mean, this is not really, I mean, I guess it could be considered a bug, but from Patrick and Kevin, it's working as intended. Which I don't know if I'm just curious what other people think about that.
Yeah, I think generally we've been very unsuccessful teaching end users how they're supposed to drain something, how they're supposed to operate their infrastructure. And issues like that happening quite often. I have this document about like infrastructure reliability for DRA that I started, and it's mostly based on all the experiments and like things that we've been experiencing with customers, with real users with device plugin.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. Can you scroll down? I was suggesting, I think why I forgot to triage it, but I was kind of wondering whether or not we have, documentation on this fact.
So is this a bug or it is expected behavior?
Yeah, that's what they're trying to figure out.
I think that it sounds like from Antonio and Patrick and Kevin, this is working as intended. Like if you have a CSI driver or a DRA driver, they have to be like, they're one of the last things that needs to be stopped if you have people using, if they're relying on a DRA driver. I do wonder, like, I'm just thinking this might be a pain point for upgrades and draining nodes. But it sounds like Patrick, if you scroll up, I think he has an existing issue, the 128964. So I guess like, yeah, he was at least talking about like ways to do better upgrades of kubelet plugins. I don't know. Maybe we triage it. Uh-oh.
New GitHub. I mean, this is clearly the behavior, right? So whether it's a bug, it's hard to say. There should be some way to clear up the pod, right? Yeah, I'm thinking of other scenarios when DRA driver will be stopped.
Is this a problem? Like when we are doing device plugins, do we see kind of this existing behavior that like if you stop the NVIDIA GPU device plugin and pods are using it, like do we have a similar problem?
I think, yeah, I think in that case, it depends on what scenario it is, whether it's, I believe if it's a kubelet restart or a node restart, it checks, it goes through the admission process again, right? So the pods that are requesting those devices, and if the device doesn't exist, it fails at admission.
Yeah, but
Is it?
we don't have a cleanup of any source, right? So when we need to, on termination of a pod, it doesn't go and doesn't call into device plugin.
No, I don't. I remember there were talks about deallocate API call, but I don't believe that was implemented. So I think that probably answers your question. I don't believe that is the case.
Your question here, Sergey, is to the author of the PR or to a DRA responsible?
So I think we will accept it and say like, at least we need to have a documentation ready for this. If you're not changing the behavior. And priority, I think it's, I would say it's important soon to figure out because we want to GA DRA quite soon. Any concerns with important soon?
No.
Can mount pass contain semicolon? Okay, so documentation is clearly have some inconsistency. Okay, this is being discussed. Of troubles is accepted of spelling. What else? Priority. I don't think it's a new problem.
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, from what Tim is saying, that he sounds probably why this should be a kep if we really want to change this. Not really a bug.
Okay, so
I didn't read this one up more of that one. I'm just curious. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's two options. One, is it a documentation like fix, or is the question that should we fix it?
so there is a bug of inconsistency for Windows. This is for sure. So for Windows, you need to say that a semicolon is allowed in after a disk name. So this is simple fix. And it's not. Okay, so I think for Windows, we just need to update documentations and for everything else, cap is needed. And let me move it back into. Did I do it right? Yes. Okay. Could reject pods with node affinity error due to incomplete informer cache on the node object. Okay. Google starts from the process. Okay. Google started single pods. Oh, such a detailed description. Really? I mean, yes, race condition.
should we ask also what it he refers when he says surprising results?
Ask it again.
I mean, the previous comment, it says surprising results. I mean, what do we mean with that?
Oh, yeah. The topic starter is BCHO. Yeah, so it's not regression, so priority backlog should be okay, unless it's a very common use case. I mean, changing labels while you're having some networking issue and while you scheduling some pods, dependencies, not labels, that may be a real use case. I mean, not networking part, like maybe a real use case when you try to target some nodes, you update the labels, and you schedule pods at the same time. So that I can believe that it may happen. Networking issues, though, I don't know. So many things needs to happen at the same time. Anybody interested to take a look, or just to triage? Same person. Oh, no, same alias. Wait. Oh, this person. Okay. And first, I thought it's a different alias, but same picture. So it may be some AI bot that spamming with some messages, but that doesn't seem to be an AI bot. Label expansion seem to work for specific places. Exact trace. Yeah, it didn't work there for sure. Doesn't work. Not a bug. Parameter fields dropped from higher level workload spec. A parameter fields dropped from higher level workload spec. If modified on skewed cluster. Oh, okay. Upgrade to 130. Yeah, it's not a node problem. Okay, we trashed a lot of bugs. Okay, this needs to be removed from a project. This needs to be removed from a project. I have 3 more and have 3 minutes. Unfortunately, we don't have time to go into need information updates. So let's try to do as much as possible here. Avoid checking the configuration of resource managers to learn their expected behavior. Okay.
This I can take a look if you like.
You want me to assign to you or just system?
You can assign it. I mean, I have no time to work on it. Take
And
it
I
to
have
Francesco. And it's yep.
backlog or important soon? Is it blocking? Yeah, I'll set that up. Container remains ready, causing pod and endpoint size to report false ready state for entire termination grace period. Okay, this is known for graceful termination. One of the blocking issue for 2J graceful termination. Yeah, it looks like a full dupe of this one. Oh, it doesn't matter whether it's graceful termination or I think it's. Yeah, I'm trying to understand if this bug is reported about graceful termination or it's just general termination of a pod.
I think it's termination of a pod.
Okay. So then this one is duplicate of that one, right? Because this is a little bit more scoped to graceful termination. Last Dixie. Well, it was a regression. Yeah. Okay, we are out of time. Thank you everybody for coming to this meeting. Have a good rest of your day. Bye bye.
Thank you.